Hi there, Natalie with you today with a new process video for Citrus Twist Kits. And today I want to give you an idea on how to document some of your December using combination of the December kits and a little bit of the Christmas kit to in your albums. And I'm using a Life Crafted album. I'm actually going to link at the end of this project how I created some of my foundation papers. And there's a lot of content that the DT has been created to just inspire you on how to use the kits to document your memories. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna show you an interactive page and also show you how I'm using my foundation papers. So my idea is I'm actually gonna create my title page, and for that I'm gonna use one of the papers from the Snowflake collection, which is one of the ones that's featured in the December add-on kit. So you're gonna see that I picked this pink paper. It's very kind of muted, and I'm gonna cut it to fit the page of the Life Crafted. But what I want to show is how to create the pocket, or in this case an envelope, that's going to be the interactive piece in this layer. And for that I have a picture. I think this is almost it's actually around 3 by 5 or so, like that. So I'm gonna cut a piece of vellum, and I'm using the vellum from the Christmas kit that is, regardless of the size of the picture, you want a piece of vellum that is the width of your picture plus 1 inch, and then you want the height of the vellum has to be twice the height of your picture plus 1 inch. So once you have cut a strip of paper like that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna, using the vertical line, so the long line, you're gonna score your vellum so that when you fold them, the line of the fold is on the back of the paper. You don't want it on the side, you want to make sure that's on the back of the paper. So I'm usually use the picture as a reference to know how much of the sides I have to fold. Once I have that in place, you're gonna see that I'm using my scoring board just to make sure that everything fits. You're gonna see that I bring the picture in and out just to make sure that I have enough coverage. Once I have that, I'm gonna mark around a half an inch from one of the edges, and then that is going to create a little flap that's going to hold the envelope together. So once I again, I'm going to score the entire vertical line at around 1/4 of an inch, and then I am actually going to use my pair of scissors just to cut the extra pieces from the folds that are going to meet in the middle. And then I'm going to cut little notches, little triangles in the little flap that gets left over, so that when I fold it gets hidden and I don't have pieces of paper hanging out. And you're going to see that I'm using actually just glue to hold it all together. I think I use actually red line tape just because it holds everything in place and I know nothing's going to move. And you're going to see that like I said, I'm going to make sure that the folds meet in the middle of the envelope, because I want to make sure that I can hide it with the picture, especially because this type of envelope is the one that is gonna kind of flap in the middle of the page. So I want to make sure that the seam in this case I can hide with the picture. And you're gonna see how I use the red line just to fold the flap, and that's gonna hold the envelope together. Now the key here is that, remember, again, it's optional that I created a little notch for my tag, but the key here is that you have to create the holes so that you can add the envelope onto your Life Crafted album in this case. And that's what I said, you have to add at least 1 inch on to the width of the picture, just because remember, when you fold the paper using 1/4 of an inch, and it takes around 1/2 an inch to punch the holes that are going to hold it in place in the Life Crafted album. So just keep that in mind. So now that I have that in place, you're going to see that I have my envelope. All I'm going to do for the front of it is I'm going to actually glue my picture right onto the envelope, and I'm going to cover the seam with the picture. That is pretty much all it's gonna take for my envelope. And now to create the tag that goes inside of it, I'm actually using one of the tags that are available in the Citrus Twist Kit shop. I bought quite a few of them, and I'm just gonna kind of shrink it a little bit so that it can easily slide in and out. It actually it is able to slide in and out, but I just want to make sure that it's easy, it doesn't rip anything. I'm just going to trim a little bit of the sides and also trim the length of it, just so it, it's the envelope's a bit smaller than that. Once I have that in place, you're going to see that I'm going to cut the paper just to create my title page, and I want to create something that's really fun, and that it's going to bring a little bit of I'm going to say shine to my page too. So once I have my piece of paper, I went into this frame comes from the Christmas kit actually, and is from the Heidi Swap collection, and I love the fact that it has that wood grain. So I'm going to create a shake your pocket, and for that I'm actually going to add a piece of acrylic, and I'm going to use red tape to glue the piece of plastic, or in this case I'm using acetate, to the frame, just to cover the window area that it has, the hole in the window area. Once I've actually added the plastic, I'm going to again add red tape around the plastic, and then I'm gonna see that I'm gonna be careful not to pull all the backing of the red tape. I'm gonna just kind of create a U with the red tape, and once I glue it onto my paper, because I want to make sure that I have an opening to drop in my sequin, which is gonna create a shaker pocket. And for this, I actually have some of the sequin that comes in the embellishment from the pink paisley We're Better Together, or I think it's Together for Christmas, sorry, my apologies, that matches the Christmas collection, and it actually complements the colors in the snowflake collection, which is what I'm using in this layout. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna add a little bit of that behind the frame. In this case, I'm also gonna bring some sequin from my stash, just because I wanted to bring some of that kind of dusk rose tone that it has. I'm gonna bring a little bit more of the gold and some white, and I'm actually gonna add some vellum too, just because I have vellum in the pocket. I actually have little the sequin mix that I'm using actually has little vellum hearts that were punched. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna pull a few of them. I'm just bringing a little bit of shine, something that's gonna complement the papers. Once I've added, or kind of says stuffed, my little pocket with the sequin, I'm gonna peel the red tape, and that's just gonna secure all the sequin and keep them in place. And that's pretty much it. After that, I'm actually gonna use one of the Christmas trees. This comes from a cut file, I think it's called Christmas Icons, that is available for free for all the subscribers. I think it's also available at the shop, so you can buy it. And I cut it out of white cardstock because I want to make sure that it stands out in the background, and I'm gonna glue it so that it covers that little saying on the wood grain. Once I have I love how this looks like, is looking like, and I thought about bringing extra shine, and actually the word shine into the layout, and I went looking on, I didn't want to add anything that added a lot of dimension, just because the envelope already in itself is gonna add dimension. So I went and looked at the November kit from Citrus Twist Kit, and it came with these puffy gold stickers, and the word shine was just perfect, and I actually added it straight onto the picture, and that's just gonna take care of the decoration on the picture. Now to add the title, or consider like kind of a title for this layout, subtitle, I'm actually gonna use the Christmas stamp set, and also one of the cardstock stickers that come included in the add-on kit. And you're gonna see, I'm gonna actually zoom in. I'm gonna use, this is have a merry little Christmas. So you're gonna see how I'm gonna stamp, it's quite a large sentence to add in the small label. So you're gonna see how I just kind of added ink just to half of it and stamp the sentence in two parts so it can fit inside my little label. Once I have that in place, I'm gonna add a little bit of foam adhesive behind it and add it underneath the tree, kind of creating the subtitle for this layout. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more of stamping. Usually I'm using also the Christmas stamp just underneath, kind of repeating the pattern. Just gonna elongate a little bit of my I'm gonna say kind of my title or the design of it, so that it actually matches what is gonna come on the other side of the envelope. I took the envelope of camera and actually used the stamp, I think is from last year Christmas kit, and added my Lancer journal, and then you're gonna see that I can slide the tagging out and has my Lanzo journal. Now for the other side, I'm actually using one of the foundation papers that I created, and like I said, I'm gonna link the video at the end of this so you can see how I created it. And I had this idea that I'm gonna use a film strip. So I have this picture of my kids and their cousins, and to take one good picture I had to take a sequence of 20 of them. So I'm actually gonna put the nice picture of all of them as the backing in the envelope, but I'm going to use the film strip that I created. It's all the failed attempts to take the picture, just so you know there's a little bit of real life here too. And I printed them on my just on my computer. And what I'm going to do for the picture, just to make it stand out a little bit more, is I'm going to add a little frame to it. I'm going to add a layer of paper, and this paper is from I believe it's from the November Citrus Twist Kit Life Crafted Kit, and I just love the fact that it has teal, and I have teal in the paper that I'm using in the background for the little envelope, or where I'm gonna add my my film strip. So you're gonna see that I'm just adding tabs, and I actually went out of camera and used one of this month's Project Life cards, and I actually extended, made it bigger, the one that says Counting Blessings, and I just added my Lanzo journal there. And all you're gonna see me do right now is I'm going through all the conversation starter stamps and the word stamps, just because they're simple phrases that I want to add to help me create the little tabs for my picture and also for the little card that I created. Once I think when it says this is us, real life, and this is the story, and I just gonna stamp them and then add the little tabs. And then once I have that in place, I'm just gonna add a little bit of decorations to the film strip. I think I'm just gonna add something that says this is us, and then a little heart, and that's it. It's all it's gonna take. That's the advantage of having worked ahead of time some foundation paper. That just makes the work really easy. One thing that you're gonna see that I added is I'm playing with quite a bit of the add-on kit. So there's beautiful stickers that come included in the kit. They're from Heidi Swap, and the sentences are just like everyday sentences, which work really great for this layout, because it's something that happened in December, but it's just real life. It's nothing to do Christmassy, but it has a Christmas flair to it. So once I have that in place, you're gonna see it right now. Everything comes together. Everything is cohesive because I'm using I'm gonna say the interactive envelope kind of divides but connects the two pages together. And I love how this turned out. It was super fun to put together, and it actually came out really quickly just because I had the foundation paper created before, and the shaker pocket took no time. I'm a fan of creating envelopes for everything, and it just comes really easily once you get practice on it. And as always, if you have any questions on how this came together, don't hesitate to contact me. I would love to help you. Remember to check the kits. There's still some available, and they're actually perfect to document your December or just your everyday memories. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to check the rest of the videos that the girls have created, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's always lots of content being added. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye, guys.